Big news! Roland have announced the Roland EX upgrade for the Fantom. So by the time you watch this video, many others would have commented on the fact that Roland have released the Roland Fantom EX upgrade. The Roland marketing machines have really kicked into gear to promote the fact that this upgrade has been released. Now, as I understand it, this is not a free upgrade. You have to pay for this. You don't get this as part of the standard maintenance bug fix operating system upgrade. And anyone who has a current Roland Fantom can purchase this EX upgrade for a mere $199 through the Roland Cloud portal, which of course means that in order to do this, you have to have a Roland Cloud account. So they're going to get you one way or the other. You will always have to sign up to the Roland Cloud account if you've got any of the current crop of Roland synthesizers. Now, there are a couple of real important things to note here. As I said, it's not a standard operating system upgrade. So as an existing owner, you don't get rights to this upgrade. You have to pay for it. It's also not part of your Roland Cloud subscription. So if you've got the ultimate subscription where you get everything you need, this ain't part of it. You're going to have to pay the $199 to acquire the upgrade. You don't get it part of your subscription. At the moment, it appears that this upgrade is not compatible with the Fantom-O range. As of this morning, when I went and looked, I could see the EX upgrade against the Fantom line, but I couldn't see any reference to it against the O range, which basically means at the moment, those with an O, the baby Fantom, can't use the EX functionality that has been released. If you've purchased, following the release in 2022, the enzyme engine for the Roland Fantom, do not, and I repeat, do not hit the purchase button yet, because Roland have admitted they've made a bit of a foobar on this one, because you would have paid $149 for the enzyme product, and they give you the enzyme engine as part of this EX upgrade, which we'll come on to in a sec. So do not hit the upgrade button if you already purchased the enzyme upgrade. Don't hit the purchase button. Wait for Roland to contact you, which apparently they will do in the next couple of days, and you will get a discount code. How much of a discount? Don't know. They haven't said anything, but you will get a discount code, and you won't have to pay $199 for the EX upgrade. The other thing is, if you're sitting there thinking, right, I'll go and buy a Fantom because the new Fantoms will come with the EX upgrade. That's not how it works. You can buy a new Fantom, but you need to factor into the fact that if you want the EX upgrade, then you're going to have to pay another $199 through the Roland Cloud to get the upgrade code and install it on your Fantom. So new Fantoms are not being shipped at the moment. That may change, but at the moment new Fantoms are not being shipped with the EX upgrade already installed. Now, another statement that has been made relating to the platform is that new instruments and features from this point will require the EX upgrade to be available. Now, what that means, don't know, but you can read into that statement several things. The way I read it and way I think this implies is that the standard operating system upgrades have kind of got to 3.02, and any further functionality upgrades will require the EX patches to be on the synthesizer before you can then take advantage of any new OS upgrades. So that's the way I read this statement. Maybe I'm wrong, but people can come back to me with different interpretations of that particular statement. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. So what do I get for my 199 bucks? That's probably the thing that people are asking. I think the big news is the fact that they've introduced a new engine category onto the Fantom. The ACB engine is what it's being called. We know about ACB because ACB effectively is the analog circuit behavior technology engine that has been previously installed in the synths like the System 8 and into the TR-8S drum machine, and a couple of other devices have had this ACB technology installed. That's basically how they run. I mean, the System 8 has a number of engines that run on this ACB technology. But Roland did issue a statement a while back saying that they thought they'd taken ACB as far as it could go in the guise it was. So the System 8 was kind of, well, that's it, guys. That's really as far as we can take ACB on the System 8. Now, the Roland Fantom, of course, is a much, much more powerful beast. It's rather than the System 8, which is a circuitry-driven machine, the Roland Fantom is a computer inside. It has memory, it has storage, and it has processing power, which makes it a far more powerful beast from a compute perspective. So maybe they've now, with the port of ACB onto the Fantom, they've expanded what capabilities they can give the user on this Fantom platform. Now, they've stated that the ACB engines currently available for the System 8 aren't portable. So again, guys, if you've bought the ACB engines for, say, the Jupiter 4 or the Juno or whatever it happens to be for the System 8, unfortunately, the architecture of the Fantom is so different from the architecture of the System 8, etc., that you can't port those purchases across onto your Fantom. I suspect you're going to have to buy them again. But again, Roland have not issued any statements around this. They've just issued the statement they are not portable. So, what do we get out of the box in this next gen ACB engine? Basically, what you get is you get a Jupiter 8 and you get an SH101. The engine allows all the parameters of the original synths to be accessed and changed in the same way you would have undertaken this on the original synth that ACB is modelling. In addition, there seems to be this aging feature. And the only way I can describe this is they are modelling what happens to circuit components over time. So things like capacitors lose a bit of capacitance, or voltage regulators don't regulate voltage as much, or there's a bit of moisture on the circuit. All kinds of things could make the circuit itself work slightly differently. Things like heat is another good one. So in the old Jupiter 8 days, for those of you who have ever worked with the Jupiter 8 will know that when you switch to Jupiter 8 on, it sounded much differently to when it'd been running for half an hour. And that's because over that half an hour, the synth itself would have heated up, got warm, and it changed the modelling the sound generative capabilities or characteristics is a better word of the Jupiter 8. So anybody worth their salt that was using a Jupiter 8 at that point in time knew they used to go and have to switch it on, walk away for an hour, and then tune it. So that's what the new ACB engine gives you. Now, the second big feature of this new upgrade is the new acoustic pianos. Now, what Roland have given you is they've given you a brand new German concert V piano Expression 01. What is that? Well, actually, this is the German piano from the RD2000. They have ported it from the RD2000 onto the Fantom, and that is the brand new piano sound that they have given you. And it sounds pretty cool. Is it everybody's cup of tea? Probably not. So to help you out with that one, what they've done is given you the Super Natural Acoustic Expansion Piano Pack 3, which gives you another 15 acoustic pianos to choose from. So if you can't find one you like in that little lot, then you're being more overly fussy. That's probably the way I would say it. The third major upgrade come in the EZ pack is 2 new synth engines using Zen Core. One of those synth engines is a brand new JD800 synth engines with all the original waveforms and a lot of the classic sounds that were installed on the JD800 or several artists created for the JD800 that you will recognise instantly. The second engine that's been created using Zen Core, and I'm probably saying that slightly wrong actually, because Zen Core is the engine, this is the instance, but I'm not quite sure how to explain it. But the second new engine they give you is an old engine. It's the Enzyme engine, which is the modal expansion. Now that was previously being sold separately, as I said before, for about $149, $150. But now you get it for free in the EZ pack. But what does the Enzyme engine allow you to do? Well, if you don't know, it's effectively a wavetable synthesizer. It allows you to undertake wavetable synthesis on the Fantom. And the fourth new feature, so there's only really 4 new things that are coming, but the fourth new feature is in the effects arena, where they give you 2 new reverbs. One is a shimmer reverb and one is a modulation reverb. But they've both been added to the list of effects available on the synthesizer. And that is what you get for your $199. Okay, what are my thoughts on this EX upgrade? Well, just prior to the release of the EX upgrade, Roland had actually released a brand new version of the operating system. 3.02 was released in October 2023. And that is available to everybody who has a Fantom. Okay, you can upgrade to that. It's available from download from the download section of the Roland website. Now, they haven't stated that you need to be on this for a prerequisite, but the way I read this, and maybe I'm wrong, is it will install the latest operating system when you install the EX upgrade. Because of what I said earlier on, going forward you will need the EX upgrade to take advantage of new features. Now, prior to this latest upgrade, the versions 2, 2.5, 2.5, 3.0 of the operating system were fairly substantial upgrades, to the point that Roland had to write and issue supplementary user manuals for each one of those upgrades because they were so significant. In my view, the EX upgrade is a significant upgrade, and probably, although not stated, is the operating system 3.5. That's how I see this. Hidden pay for feature set, but that's how I read what's going on. Now, there's no denying that these upgrades will improve the sonic capability of the Roland Fantom. Absolutely no denying that. If you go onto the YouTube and you watch all the influencers who are currently working with Roland, all the Roland sponsored artists, they are now jumping up and down saying how good this new upgrade is. Of course they would. They're Roland sponsored artists. But many people have complained about the fact that the Fantom itself has a couple of Achilles heels. One of those Achilles heels is around lost notes, and that has not been addressed at all in either the version upgrade in October or this EX upgrade. You are still limited to the polyphony of the Fantom as it was. Now, is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? I'll leave that to you. But I suspect the Fantom has a operating parameter. Okay, it has this amount of polyphony and it constructs its sounds like this. And that's where the problem comes with the Fantom, is every time you construct a sound, that could be taken for every note pressed, you could be taking 1, 2 or more notes every time you press a key. And that's where the Achilles heel of the Fantom is that it doesn't handle that particularly well when you reach the limit of the polyphony, especially if you're using sequences and other things where you're playing multiple notes at the same time, doing different things, playing chords, playing bass structures, playing arpeggios, all that sort of stuff will take away your polyphony. That has not been addressed, but I suspect that is the envelope of the actual hardware platform without somebody taking a screwdriver to the bottom of it and upgrading it. And you know what, on that note, I think it's probably time at this point to say I want to see how this new Roland Fantom bears up against the new Yamaha Montage M. You'll note I'm not including the Korg machine in this because I think these two synthesizers are pushing, you know, the king of synths, I call it the king of synths, or the king of workstations boundaries. But which one of these is the better synth? I want to see an influencer who can get hold of both of these keyboards and give them a proper play off. Unfortunately, I'm not rich enough to own both these keyboards, so I can't do that. But I'd love to see somebody who is in the right, you know, who understands these two synths, do a play off to see which one of these is better. And I think, if I'm honest, I think maybe the Montage might be the better gigging synth, but I definitely think the Fantom might be the better studio synth. And on that note, you know what? It's time to say, live long and prosper, and I'll see you next time for whatever news comes out next week. Bye bye.